once you're an addict, you're always an addict. Well, on the 17th of May 2007, my book was released and I gave it this title on purpose. Once an Addict. Why? Because I was once an addict. And now I'm clean, actually 29 years clean. And tonight I'm going to tell you my story, but I want to say this at the start, and I want you to hear it. I've not come here tonight to tell you my story to glorify my past. I've not. The reason why I've come to tell you my story tonight is so that you can look at me and think, hey, if he can change, that means I can change. In fact, if he can change and stay changed for 29 years, that means anybody can change and stay changed for 29 years. That's if you choose to change and you're willing to put the work in. So I am not here to big up myself in any way. I'm not. And I know each and every one of you have got your own story to tell. Some of you have been through things I've never been through. I know that as well. But tonight it's my turn. I was living on William Kent Crescent, which is one of 5 blocks of flats that was in New Moss Side, Manchester. They had a nickname the Borings because they were shaped just like borings. And I just sold some drug to this guy, and he was walking out through the door. 2 coppers came walking past. They stopped, they walked in, they charged me with possession of a Class A drug with intent to supply. And because I had other charges, you know it is, some of you, I didn't get bail. I ended up in Strangeways prison on remand in a cell with a guy called Spike. He was into drugs as well. My girlfriend at the time was called Lisa. Way back in the day in Strangeways prison on remand, you could have visits 6 days a week, and she would visit me more or less 6 days a week. We'd have our little chats and we'd have our goodbye kisses. So I was able to get my drugs in. It was a Saturday afternoon, I was laying on my bed and Spike was laying in his bed, and it was really quiet, which is unusual for a Saturday, because as some of you know, a lot of people get visits on Saturdays, and especially in those old Victorian type jails like Strangeways, there's loads of noise. But on this particular Saturday, Spike, why is it so quiet? I don't know, Baz. Next minute, key goes in the door. I'm thinking, nice one, time for my visit. Door opens, sniffer dog comes in, prison officers behind it. Right, lad, stand up, you're being busted. Busted for what, boss? We've done now. Of course, we were lying. The dog sniffed around the cell, the officers searched his cell. They didn't find any drugs because he come before our visits. But they found a works and some other drugs paraphernalia, so they put us in the block, and on the Monday we had to go and see the governor. He added 5 weeks to our sentence, and he sent us back to the block for 5 weeks. So by now I've gone Saturday, Sunday, Monday without any drugs in my system. Some of you know I was feeling my back was killing me. My legs were, aching. I wasn't sleeping, I was restless, I was hallucinating, I was rattling big time. And there was one officer that used to work down the block at night. I'll never forget him, because he'd come to my spy hole and he'd shout stuff through it to wind me up, because he knew I was an addict. But let me take you back to the beginning of my life, because my starting life was good. I was born in Salford. My dad was originally from Doncaster, little mining community called Stainforth. His dad was a miner, his brother was a miner, and I've seen a picture of his mother, and she could have been a miner as well. He got drafted into the army, got stationed in Eccles in Salford, went to a club one night called Finch's. That's when he met me mum. They started to go out. When he left the army, they settled in Salford, got married. My 2 brothers were born, and then I was born. My parents tell me that I was an ugly baby. In fact, I was so ugly the doctors put me in an incubator with tinted windows. The midwife took one look at my face, she's just like my mother. Went to primary, so it didn't take me long to realise I had the IQ North, a bedroom slipper. The wheel was turning, but the hamster was dead. Secondary school, my nickname was Bungalow because I didn't have much upstairs. The light was on, but there was nobody home. I left school at 16 with no qualifications. The only thing I took with me was a coat that I made in metalwork. Because I was a practical kind of guy. And a bronze swimming certificate, and that was forged. And that's when I met Craig, Hewitt, and Psycho. Psycho had a stutter, he had crossed eyes, and he had tattoos on his fingers, love and hat. When he looked at you, he never actually looked at you. He looked either side of you, around you, and over you, and under you, but he never clocked you in the eyes. They went into smoking weed, taking fet, using LSD. I started to knock about with them and use the same drugs they were using. We were young, you know how it is. We were going to have a blast. It was a Friday night, we're in Jackie Marshall's bedroom, she'd on an estate in Salford. 9 of us were crammed into a little box room, we're smoking weed, listening to Bob Marley and the Wailers. The room's full of smoke, the windows are vibrating the bass line, we've got money in our pockets, and we're getting ready to go on a night out in Manchester, and the door opens and Huey comes walking in. One of the lads, he had a short back and sides, big long fringe. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. I've got some brown, who wants some? Craig looked at me, I looked at Huey looked at Psycho, and he attempted to look back. And I remember the look on Craig's face. Craig was always the first to jump in. Do you know someone like that? Are you like that? I'm up for it. Everybody in the room had the heroin, and I was the last one. Come on, Woody, it's your turn. I remember thinking, I don't want to be the only one not to try it. And I was curious, you know, what's the buzz? I'd smoked weed, I'd tripped, I'd taken fet. What's the buzz? I was injected with it. Man, was I disappointed. All I did that night was scratch. Running to the toilet. Being sick. That's all we all did. We didn't go to town. We just stayed in Jackie Marshall's bedroom that night. Gouching out. Running to the toilet. And being sick. We met up the next day in the Bull's Head pub. What was all that about? What a waste of money! Not having that again! A few more days passed, we had it again. And again. And again, by now, we wasn't being sick at all. Before you knew it, we were taking it every day. But if you said to me then, Barrett, are you an addict? And I said, no way, man, I'm in control. I can handle it. Have you ever said that about something? When that thing, whatever that thing may be for you, has actually got control over you. But I was good at living in denial. So were my mates. But you know, we changed. At first, we were a proper tight group of lads. If there was a fight, we'd back each other up. If one didn't have money, we sorted each other out. But once anyone got hold of us, we were stabbing each other in the back, ripping each other off, robbing from our families. We used to go to a pub in Manchester called The Union, that's part of the gay village. You could buy drugs in there. You could buy knocked off gear in there. Working girls would pick up punters in there. I loved it in there. I did. Do you know why I like the Union? Nobody judged me. If I wanted to sit, you could smoke indoors then. If I wanted to sit and smoke weed, I could. If I wanted to take other drugs, I could. Nobody judged me for being a drug user. And I certainly wasn't going to judge them. I still don't judge people now. Who am I to judge? In fact, I've even said in my book, I met some of the greatest people to this day in the Union. I got friendly with this rich race girl called Kareen. She wasn't into guys, she was into girls. And she was into selling weed. And as I'm knocking around with Kareen and meeting people, watching, learning, meeting people, watching, learning, I could do that. So I started to sell weed. Then I started to sell fet and LSD, because back then the Union was the kind of pub where a lot of people would stop off before clubbing or the night before football or when football was done. So there was money in it. I was in the Union one night, sat next to the jukebox smoking a spliff, and Kareen was sat opposite me to this white girl who had blonde hair and blue eyes. And they were chatting and looking over at me. Do chatting. Chatting. What are they looking up? They must be talking about me. The blonde went to the toilet and Kareen came over. Barry, have you seen that blonde bird that I'm talking to? Yeah, of course you have. She fancies you. I'm like, ah, nice one. Do you know who she is? Yeah, I do. We used to score drugs from this Rastafarian. She was living with this Rastafarian. I didn't know her, but I knew of her because she was living at this place where we scored from. I went to a club that night, Cloisters. She never used to come in there. That night she did, because she knew I'd be there. Bought her a drink, gave her a lift home, and I started to see her behind the Rasta's back. Eventually, there was a little bit of a confrontation, and she left. And we moved to a block of flats that are still there today. I drove past them maybe 2 weeks ago. Meredith Court in Hume, which is part of Moss Side. Now I had a base. People were now coming to my flat any time of day, any time of night. There was a massive epidemic that hit some of you around at that time. The big cities like your Manchesters, your Liverpools, your Londons, your Birminghams, and a lot of people are into clubbing and football. Some of the main faces as well started to dabble. And a lot of them got habits. So I was there. The money was great. I had the best flat in our block. Everything was nicked from Habitat. Liked Habitat furniture then. Best hi-fi system. Who remembers physical graphic equalisers? 24-band graphic equaliser. 4 speakers. I had good clobber. I had Crew Grand, Sovereign rings. Money in my pocket. A massive, massive habit. Everything was going great. And then it got nicked. Some of you know in this room that crime can pay, can't it? That's why we do it. But at some point, no matter how smart you are, you're going to get nicked and lose the second most important thing you've got. The most important thing that we've all got in this room, health. The second, your liberty. I got remanded in custody in strange ways. I was under 21. They put me on the hospital wing first because there was no treatment wings or anything then. Did part of my rattle on there. Then I was on to G wing, which was the remand wing in those days for young offenders. Did some time, came out straight back to the madness, ducking and a diving, wheeling and a dealing, got nicked again. Got nicked again. You know how it is. I was locked onto the treadmill of having to commit crime to pay for the drugs that I was addicted to. I came out of Preston once when it was an allocation jail. I'd done my sentence. I've got my train pass, my discharge rank to get me back to Manchester. Lisa met me at the gate. Come on, Lisa, let's go and celebrate. Skimmed up walking to the train station, skimmed up on the train, got off the train at Victoria, got a taxi to you. By now, Lisa was living on the Borings. First thing that I did, went to my doctor's, got my 28 Valium 10s, 28 DF118s, 14 Temazepam, got loads of amphetamines. Because I wanted to celebrate getting out of prison. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, no sleep. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no sleep. Baz, you need to get your head down, love. I don't need to get my head down. Do you know how much sleeping I did in Preston? Used to give myself a headache through trying to sleep. Give me more amphetamine. Do you know what? When I was whizzing, man, did I become a top DIY man. I know what I'm going to do, Lisa. I'm going to do the flat up. There was no daylight in our flat because all the windows were boarded over, so every room was pitch black. I painted the walls half light blue, half white, painted red arrows on the wall, symbolic to getting high. And a flag on one wall with Bob Marley's head in it with the word freedom underneath, with a red spotlight shining on it. And in this corner, I had a green spotlight shining up behind a Chinese umbrella. I didn't have a lot of furniture, it was mainly bean bags, but what furniture I had, I cut the legs off everything to give it the Oriental style. Mental, chicken Oriental. And I just sit there, whizzing out of my face, celebrating getting out of prison. By now the acid house scene had kicked off. I know what I'm going to do, Lisa. I'm going to build a studio and I'm going to start to make acid house music. I got a little mixer and a drum machine. Over time I built up this little studio and I sit there twiddling knobs, whizzing out of my face, celebrating getting out of prison. I know what I'm going to do, Lisa. I'm going to build some speakers. was this black guy, Danny. In fact, I met a mate of his in a jail down south recently. He used to live on the other side of the stairs to me, and he ran like big sound systems in Moss Side, and he used to run a blues club. He used to take over a flat for about 6-7 months, as long as he could stay there, and then he'd move to another place and run it there. That was his business, man. It was he lived on the other side of the stairs to me for a bit, or his business was, his blues club. And it was round. You should have seen the sound system he had. He had these massive big speakers. Like, I'm going to build some speakers like Danny's. Get my hammer, early hours in the morning, go for a mooch around the Crescents. Looking for the flats that have been refurbished. There's one, boot the door into the kitchen. Hammered the 2 kitchen worktops out, dragged them back to my flat. Found another empty flat, 2 more kitchen worktops. I built speakers, literally the size of kitchen worktops. Big bass units in it from Maplin. The deeper the box, the bassier. My boxes were that deep. I had one in one corner and one in the other. And I'd sit in the middle, twiddling knobs. Perfect stereo, whizzing off my face, celebrating getting out of prison. Wherever you went in Newmore, Moss Side, 7 days a week, day or night, all you could hear was my bass line. Do you know what? When it came to taking drugs, I thought I was Iron Man as far as what I could handle. I was never happy. I just wanted to get higher and higher and higher. 9 months after getting out of jail, I'm still sat there. No sleep. You should have seen me by now. I look like Skeletor and acid. Do you look normal? Do you look normal? Do you look normal? Who's ever said that to themselves? Before you go and visit your mum or your dad, do you look normal? Do you look normal? The coppers are there. Hi.
Yeah.
Then right out of the blue, I started to hear voices. Lisa, can you hear them shouting from the flats over there? No, Barry, it's all on your head. Don't you tell me it's all in my head. You're one of them, aren't you? You're planning against me. Lisa, come and listen to this. Flush the chain. Listen to the voices shouting out the water. Can you hear them, love? No, Barry. You're planning against me. I stopped taking the fit, but the voices didn't go away. I got frightened, man. I won't go outside the front door. They were proper real. Eventually, I went to see a doctor. He referred me to a shrink. The diagnosis was amphetamine psychosis. He sent me to a mental health hospital in a posh place called Cheadle. Cheadle Mental Health Hospital. Still there, drove past that literally today on the way to Style. That was the lowest point of my life. Yeah, I've done a little bit of bird. I've never done big bird, but I've done bits of bird, and I've been like in the block, and I've been in a paddy cell in Leicester prison in a straitjacket that they put me into, restrain me after having this fight. I won. But the worst spot for me, Cheadle Mental Health Hospital, because now I was out of control. The doctors couldn't give me the drugs they gave me didn't work. Anything they said to me didn't work. These voices were there. Flash forward 9 years. I'm still hearing the voices. Can you imagine? 9 years. By this point in my life, though, I was so poor. I used to go to KFC to lick other people's fingers. I lived in 3 hostels. I spent a year in one of those, James Street Salvation Army Hostel in Salford. Then, I got offered a flat housing association down a little cul-de-sac. It had grass outside the front door near the bins. Arrived. PVC windows. Only been built about 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. Pretty new. I remember viewing it and looking out through the living room window, and there was these rolling hills behind the estate. I'm thinking, this is that country lifestyle that I've seen in Emmerdale Farm. So I took it. I got my grants from the council, put my nylon carpets down, put my net curtains up, got my grant for my cooker in my fridge. I went to our parade dogs home in Manchester, got myself a little Jack Russell called the Kim. She had a black patch on one eye, short, stumpy tail, and she was really aggressive. My favourite days were Thursdays, because that's when I cashed. Who remembers the books you used to have and you tear a page out? Thursday, go into the post office, cash my book, get my money, put it in my pocket. I get on this bus to go into the town centre. It takes off. It stops at the next stop, and this guy gets on. He's got a borstal dog, like a tattoo beauty spot. Some of you know about it. He had a big fat neck and short, stumpy fingers. Have you ever been on a train or a bus and it's full, but there's 2 seats spare, one over there and one next to you, and somebody gets on, you're like, oh no, I hope he sits on that seat. Well, he didn't sit on that seat, he walked past it and sat on the seat next to me. Are you all right, mate? How are you doing? Thinking I was doing all right till you sat down. My name's John. And we got chatting and he was dead genuine. Some of you know him. Dead down to earth. And he knew a few people that I knew, and he knew he was different generation. He was into music, but he was like Northern Soul, which was a bit, that was a bit after before my time. But we were chatting and he was just dead genuine. So we connected through the music. I remember getting from the bus thinking, that guy was sorted. There was something about him that was different. Apart from my fat neck, that is. Couldn't stop thinking about this guy. That was the Thursday. The following Sunday, I was taking my dog Kim for a walk. I used to take her to these big fields down this local hospital called Birchall Hospital. As I'm walking past the hospital to get to the fields, have a guess who bumped into? The guy that got on the bus with the balls, got the big fat neck and the short stumpy fingers. You alright, mate? How do you remember me? Of course I remember you. Where have you been, man? I've been to church. Oh no, it's a Bible basher. You can come if you want. We meet in the hospital grounds every Sunday. Nah, man, church ain't for me. Okay, he went his way, I went mine. The next day, taking my dog for a walk again like you do. As I'm walking past the hospital, I'm now looking for a church. Come here, Kim. Sit. Come here. Come here. Can't see a church in there, but I was looking for a building with a steeple tower. Stained glass windows. Graveyard. Somebody stood at the door dressed like Darth Vader. A lot of churches are like that. I can't see a church in there. He must be having me on. Next day, taking my dog for a walk. No way is there a church in there. Wednesday was my first appointment with my new psychiatrist in this new area that I'd moved to maybe 5 weeks before. His name is Dr. Samuel Yangi. He's from Nigeria. I walked in, he was sat in a high back leather chair. He had gold rimmed glasses on and a snappy suit. Thought nothing of that appointment because in those days, you know how it is, I was on appointments with doctors and psychiatrists all the time. It was just part of my world. Thought nothing of it. That afternoon, taking my dog for a walk, looking for a church. Can't see a church in there. Friday morning, my door goes, who's that? Is that the coppers? Natural reaction, still today actually. Then I thought, no, they don't knock. And I walked into the hallway. I was looking for the shape of the copper through the frosted glass with a wire in it. Some of you remember, please, you had to be a certain height to get in. Then, nowadays, they don't care to let anybody in. I thought, can't be a copper that. It's too tall, too small. And I opened the door, it was this little woman, like 4'3", 21 stone. Pair of plastic glasses with sellotape at the side. Are you alright, cop? I'm your next door but one neighbour. I've come to introduce myself. My name's Dot. Alright, Dot. You just moved in, haven't you? Well, yeah, 4 or 5 weeks ago. You've not got much furniture, have you? No, I haven't. You've come up from Manchester, haven't you? Yeah, I have. Your dad drives a red car, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. I'm thinking, nosy neighbours, how does she know all this lot? We chatted for a bit just before she went. I don't know if you can help me, Doc, but the other day I met this guy and I was taking my dog for a walk. And he said that they went to church in the hospital grounds. And I've been looking for that church this week and I can't see it. Do you know where it is? I do. I go to that church. I'll take it on Sunday. I'm like, I didn't want that. Sunday morning comes, the door goes, couldn't get away from it. We both walk up Birchall Road together into the hospital grounds, into this prefab type building. I thought they were taking me to church. I thought I was going to church. Everybody was dressed really casual. A bit scruffy, really. A bit like you lot. I follow Dottie. She sits on the second row from the front on the end. I sit next to her. People were coming over. Hiya, love, you're all right? I'm like, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I'm like, why? You don't even know me. Where's your handbag? That's a nice jacket on the back of your chair. People, they're friendly. Why people being so nice to me? They don't even know me. It was mad. Sat there, about 5 minutes, tap on my shoulder. I look round. It's the guy that I met on the bus with the bob's got the big fat neck and the short stumpy fingers. Are you all right, mate? I didn't think you were interested in coming. I wasn't. But Dot knocks on my door. Well done, Dot, for bringing him and thinking these two set me up. He sits next to me, his wife and his tribe fill the rest of the row. I'm now sat between the two of them thinking, beam me up, Scotty. And then I heard behind me, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I had no idea what that meant. I looked round and my Nigerian psychiatrist walked through the door. Jim was there. I just clocked you before. Jim was there. Remember, I wasn't well. I'm thinking, have these guys been following me? My doctor, Samuel, friend of mine now, he sits right behind me. Talk about under pressure. Thinking whether to rock and that. Your medication's working wonderful, doctor. Oh, my first day in church was a culture class, you know. It was. The music started. And there was a guy decided that he was going to have a dance. And he started to do this skipping thing. Like the Pentecostal two-step. Thinking, what's he doing? The guy that I met on the bus, it's a proper man's man. Skinhead, cauliflower ears, tattoos. Broken nose. Really good looking guy. I clocked him out of the corner of my eye. And he was doing this little wiggle. We are marching in the line of God. And he's doing this little wiggle. I'm thinking, what's he doing? Men don't do that. What would my dad think? So this guy's doing this skipping. He's doing this wiggling. And then my next door neighbour, Dot, she reached under the chair, put her hand in an Aldi bag, and pulled out a tambourine. Seriously. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I'm thinking, man, if people had told me church is this good, I'd have been here years ago. This is better than any LSD I've ever had. And it's a bit cheaper, so this guy was doing this skipping thing, he was doing the wiggling thing, she was playing a tambourine, and then I looked over my shoulder and my Nigerian psychiatrist had a Bible underneath his arm big enough to choke a giraffe. She came on a Honda, she came on a Honda, she came on a Honda. Who came on a Honda? She tied my bow tie too tight. You're not even wearing a bow tie. I crack a meisje on a Calagacita. There's no Calagacitas in the room. He was using this language. Wasn't Mancunian. Wasn't Nigerian. I remember looking at him and thinking, man, that's my doctor. He's treating me. Hello, I'm never going to get better. Oh, culture class. Listen, if you're a visitor here tonight and you're feeling a bit awkward with us singing before and people kind of, this is nothing. This is easy, man. Easy. Played the songs once, twice, 3 times. I'm thinking, move on. Once he's finished, this guy gets up after his spiel and goes, we believe in a God who can heal. Is there anybody in this room with any issues? Is he having a laugh? I've got more issues than Vogue. If you want to be prayed for anything, come to the front. Well, I wasn't into religion. Religion in our house had been sport, one of three lads, no sisters. For me, music. I found a spirituality in music. I prayed crisis prayers though. God, give me bail. God, this is the last time. If you're there. Yeah, you said that last time. Didn't get bail. So prayed crisis prayers, but that was it. So I thought I went to the front. I was the only one stood there. What can I pray for? Well, I've been at it now 15 years. I'm on 55 mils of methadone. I've been maintained at 55, 65 for donkeys. But the main thing I need prayer for is I hear voices. I suffer from amphetamine psychosis. In fact, my doctor just sat down there. Seriously. And this is true, man. True. This is okay, I'll pray, it's all right. I'll close my eyes because that's what you do in church. I've seen it on the telly. And he put his hand on my head and thinking, why is he touching me? I was really like, but I thought I'd better just roll with it because there's too many witnesses. And I'm in his gaff. So I've got my eyes closed like that, and he's got his hand on my head, and I remember this like it was yesterday. He starts to pray. And after each prayer, he said this phrase, in the name of Jesus. And as he prayed and repeated that phrase, I was shaking. As he was praying, tears, it's not like I was crying, but something was happening to my emotions, and my face was drenched, and I was hot. I'm like, whoa, get your hand off me head, whoa. And he said, amen. And I opened my eyes. It sat down, and he could have told me he'd done. And I walked back to my seat, and from that point on, something changed. You see, all my natural get up and go, got up and gone. You know what I'm talking about. Whatever your drug of choice is, whether it be drink, whether it be powders, whether it be pills, whatever it is, that becomes your get up and go, done it? Just to do those normal, mundane things. But on that day for me, all my natural get up and go that had got up and gone, got up and came back because the big man stepped into my narrative within 4 weeks. I was off the drugs. And I haven't taken drugs since. 29 years this was. 29 years. I was walking on and I was like, whoa. Doc's with me. You know Doc. She's a bit taller than 4'3", but she's not much taller. I saw her recently. She's still around. She went into her flat. I went into my flat. Closed the door and stood in the hallway. Went into the toilet, flushed the chain. Flushed it again. No voices. Wow. For the first time in 9 years, silence. I never heard voices since. Until I got married to my wife. Worse than it's ever been. That's when the work started. I applied to go to a Bible college. They said, you've not been doing your faith thing long enough. You need to be at least 2 years. So that's when Alan Reeve, who was the pastor, who was the guy who was speaking, he died year before last. He came to my flat. He started a Bible study just for me, actually. It was a men's Bible study, but me and John Johnson, the guy with the ball soldier. 3 of us, 1 or 2, but that was it. And he kind of really helped me massively on my journey. Big time. He invested, man. And he helped me rewire my brain. That was like my rehab, because I was learning stuff from the Bible and getting my mind lined up in a different way, untangling and rewiring. through the input of Alan in those early days, big time. And then he came to me because I think he took me to Cliff. They said you can't have a place. In fact, we're at Cliff on Monday, running our Your Stories Reframe course. They've accredited the course that we run. He took me to Cliff. You can't have a place, 2 years. But if you give it another, next year, apply again. Even though it's still not going to be 2 years. It was like 18 months. So then Alan came. I found another Bible college in Oswald Twistle. That's what he said. Oh, great. And he had the packs with the boat on and all that, the badge. And so I turned up at Oswald Twistle, and that's when I met Barry Jackson for the first time. Man, I learned so much from you, mate. Still learning from you. The input in those early days. He gave me my first opportunity to hold a microphone. He did send me to Leamington Road Baptist Church. And that's all true.
It's true.
And then you were like, God has called you to be an evangelist.
Yes.
And he gave me opportunity to speak in tents with hundreds of people in. He sent me to church and we did schools camps and we speak to young people. He got me going, man. He got me going. Why am I here tonight? Because of Barry Jackson.
Yeah.
And then I did go to Bible college. It was hard to leave the net team because I loved it, but I needed to go to Bible college because I realised that my mess could become a message. While I was at Bible college, I set up a charity. I met with Keith Wills, who died last year. He used to do a lot of work with us. I did a lot of stuff with Keith through the net team. And I sat with him in Bolton and he gave me his charity trust deed to copy, which you could do that legally. And there was changed some things, we just use that as a template. And rest is history. I've spoken in various parts of the world, but in 2008 there was a thing going on called Hope 08. We did our first prisons tour. I did 21 prisons during that year. And at the end of that year, I said to the team, we can't stop doing this. It needs to be a vital part of what we do. This year alone, I've spoken in 30 prisons. And the years, as well as events like this. And people say to me, Barry, why do you do what you do? The reason why I do what I do is because I want people to get what I've got. To get what I've got. You see, 2,000 years ago, 2,000 miles away, God who flung the stars into space, God who spoke the universe into being, God who measures the heavens with the breath of his hand, he put skin on. He's called Jesus. He came to this earth. He did. Check the history books. He was tempted like you and me, but he resisted temptation. Imagine that. And at the age of 33, he let them nail him to a cross. Why did he do that? For you. You see, he died on that cross to pay the price for your faults, your flaws, and for your failures. And this is what happens when you give him consent to come in. He steps into your narrative and he gives you the strength that you need for the struggles that you face. He doesn't do everything for you, he does everything with you. It's a partnership. And he empowers you to change the things you can't change yourself. That's what he does. You need to work with him, you need to be focused, but he can do it. But you need to give him consent to step in. And when he steps in and he comes in and he gets busy, wow, stuff happens. So, I'm going to land this now by taking us back to that place where we started. Those flats on the bull rings, taken to Strangeways after getting arrested, got charged. In the cell, the officer shouting through negative stuff. I don't listen to that negative stuff anymore. The only thing that I listen to is what the big man has to say to me. Please stand. No going outside for a smoke just yet. Brian. No going outside just yet. Listen up, listen up, listen up. Right now, God is stood outside your life. He wants to step into your narrative. What are you going to do? I'm going to pray a prayer. And I'm going to invite two groups of people to pray this prayer. The first group of people, those people in this room, you've never asked God to come in before. It could be that you believe in God, but you didn't know you had to open your door. It could be that you're searching for God and you've not found him. Pray this prayer and open your door. It could be that you've got a beef with God for some reason. That happens. I understand that. Pray this prayer and open your door and see what happens. So the first group of people, those people in this room, you've never prayed a prayer before, so let God step into your story. The second group of people are those people, you've prayed a prayer at some point in the past and you've started your faith journey, but for whatever reason, right now you're not cutting it. You've shut him out again. Pray this prayer so that you can get back in, so that you can pick up where he left off. Everybody else, you make up the third group in the room. If you could pray this prayer to encourage the first group and the second group, that would be great. Okay, repeat after me. Dear God, I come to you tonight, and I admit that I'm not perfect. God, I ask that you forgive me for my faults, for my flaws, and for my failures. God, I ask that you wipe my slate clean, because right now I'm opening my door and I'm asking you to step in to my story. God, I ask that you give me the strength that I need for these struggles that I face. And God, I ask that you give me the power to change these things that I can't change on my own. If you've prayed that prayer and you're part of the first group and the second group, can you put up your hands so I can see it? Keep your hands raised, keep your hands raised, keep your hands raised, keep your hands raised, keep your hands raised. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Put your hands down. 30-ish. There might be a few more. You've not put up your hand. You've prayed that prayer for the first time, or you've prayed it to get back on track. If you've not raised your hand already, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to raise it. As I count down 5 seconds, you just put your hand up if you've not raised it already. But I want to say this before I count down. Park your pride outside. Put it in your wallet. Put it in your pocket. Get rid of it. Don't let it stop you connecting with the big man tonight. Anybody else prayed that prayer? Part of the first group, the second group. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Wonderful. 7 more. Anybody else? 8. Anybody else? Got you there. 9. So I count down. 3, 2, 1. There's about another 10. That's like 40 people. Wow. Okay. I need to get some more packs from the car, but I'm going to count to 3. On the point of 3, all those people who's raised your hands, I want you to come to